Ariel Glenn. This is from Dinner at the Homesick Restaurant by Ann Tyler. Whoever's the first to mention divorce has to take the children, Jenny said. This has kept us together more times than I can count. She was joking, but the priest didn't laugh. He may have been too young to catch it. All he did was shift uncomfortably in his chair. Meanwhile, the children milled around him like something bubbling, like something churning, and the baby dribbled on his shoes. He withdrew his feet imperceptibly, as if trying not to hurt the baby's feelings. Yet I believe, he said, appearing to choose his words, that you yourself have been divorced, have you not? Twice, said Jenny. She giggled, but he only looked worried. And once for Joe here, she added. Her husband smiled at her from the sofa. If I hadn't had the foresight to keep my maiden name, Jenny said, my medical diploma would read like one of those address books where people have moved a lot. Names crossed out and added, a mess. Dr. Jenny Marie Tull Baines Wiley St. Ambrose. The priest was one of those very blonde men with glass-like hair, and his color was so high that Jenny wondered about his blood pressure. Or maybe he was just embarrassed. Well, he said, Dr. Tull. Dr. Tull, I only thought that the instability, the lack of stability, might be causing Slevin's problems. The turnover in fathers, you might say. In fathers? What are you talking about? Jenny asked. Slevin's not my son. He's Joe's. Huh? Joe is his father and always has been. Oh, excuse me, said the priest. He grew even pinker. As well he ought, Jenny felt, for slow, plump Slevin with his ashy hair was obviously Joe's. Jenny was small and dark. Joe a massive, blonde, bearded bear of a man with Slevin's slanted blue eyes. She had often felt drawn to overweight men. They made her feel tidy. Slevin, she told the priest, is Joe's by Greta, his previous wife, and so are most of the others you see here. All except for Becky. Becky's mine. The other 6 are his. She bent to take the dog's bone from the baby. Anyway, but Joe's wife, Greta, she left. Left, said the priest. Left me flat, Joe said cheerfully. This is from Paint It Black by Janet Fitch. Josie went into the bathroom. The medicine cabinet door was hanging open. Michael's badger hair shaving brush, the Lightfoot's shaving soap in its white mug, his grandfather's razor, even his tooth powder. It was too much to take in all at once. With the empty walls, the place seemed smaller. Not one painting left. Not the one of her at the piano, or as little Jean of France. No civilization and its discontents. Even the ones she hated were gone, the ugly ones, the crazy ones, but she'd grown used to them. They were part of her life. They were special windows in the walls, and now there were walls with no windows, only nubs of nails and picture books. She had even taken the music, all the records and tapes, not just Michael's, but the ones that were hers and theirs together. She stood in the center of the raped's room, letting the slow, stunned jumble of feelings roll down inside her, sorting themselves out like fruit falling into holes on a sizing board in a co-op warehouse. It was not enough that Michael was dead. Now all the things that would help her remember were gone too. You'll have to remember for both of us. This is from In the Hand of the Goddess by Tamara Pierce. Suddenly, Alana's long-hidden anger toward Roger flared into life. He was her enemy. He had tried to kill the people she loved, and he was acting like the wronged one. She set her jaw grimly. She had come here to bring Duke Roger of Conte to justice, and by the mother, that was what she was going to do. She brought Lightning up and around in a wide butterfly sweep that slicked off a lock of Roger's hair. Switching her sword to her left hand, she attacked in earnest at last, bringing her blade down and around in a mirror image of the first butterfly sweep, slicing Roger's belt. She came around with a backhanded slash that ripped open the Duke's tunic. Desperate, Roger blocked and fell back as she came on, a grim vision of death. Suddenly, a large orange cloud formed around the Duke. The watching nobles gasped and moved away as the cloud expanded, reaching for Alanna and for Jonathan and for King Rold beside Jonathan. Alanna saw the danger to the two men and forgot her own. "The goddess!" she yelled, leaping forward. Lightning struck the cloud, slicing it open to find Roger at its heart. The orange mass flared, blinding everyone watching. Alanna felt lightning quiver. Roger screamed, and she struck again, harder. The sword cut even deeper this time as Alanna opened her eyes, blinking to clear her vision. Roger stood, trying to pull her sword out of his body. A deep cut in his shoulder was bleeding fiercely. The Duke stared wonderingly at Alanna as he slowly fell to the floor. Alanna jerked lightning free of him, swaying over Roger's body, shaking with rage, fear, and exhaustion. She looked up. Everyone in the chamber, even Jonathan, even Tom, stared at her with some kind of horror.